Good morning, everybody. Dorothy here, or afternoon or evening, depends on when you're getting to see this. So I'm Dorothy Morgan, professional astrologer. We're going to do a forecast for today's astrology, which is March 25th. When we're done with that, we're going to do some astro dice. They always give us a little extra message from spirit. It's just like a roll of the dice. And then I like to end with a card from this deck, Nature Spirit. It's a fabulous, earthy, grounded deck. I love it. I use it all the time. I have the cough, excuse me. Let's get started. We are in the final quarter, the last quarter of this lunar phase. That is not the chart. Here it is. We're in the last quarter of this lunar phase that started at the new moon 3 weeks ago, and it was in Pisces. Now we're at the last quarter, and what the last quarter looks like is the moon is square the sun, and it's coming towards the sun. This is coming towards the sun. And so we're in that waning lunar phase. We're in the last quarter. Now you're going to see it in some books. They vary. Third quarter. Llewellyn has it listed as the fourth quarter. We'll just call it the last quarter. It's the last square between the sun and the moon. It's a cardinal square. So this is actually about taking some action. They're very early in their numbers, in their signs. So, the pure energy of Capricorn, the moon in Capricorn, and, that is Saturn. And that is, so what does this mean? The moon square sun, last quarter in Capricorn. We have 1 week until the new moon. So the waning lunar phase is about creating, really being very aware of what's going on around you in regards to the moon in Capricorn. That is home, family, security, emotional stability, home stability, even food stability, the stability of what's going on in your family and in your world, okay? Keep this personal right now. I know we can see what's going on out there, but personally, what is, are you questioning the stability? Because there's just so many things going on right now that are really impacting so many people, especially, inflation is really kicking people's butts. And, me, I've got my home insecurity thing going on. And so what I want us to look at is it's important that we could follow a path of this, right? It's called the lunar gestation phase. So I'm going to get real astrology with you. This is what it's like on my Patreon page. So if you really love serious to get into the deeper pieces of astrology, come and support me over there. Get into tier 3. That one shows us a lot, right? It gives us a lot of information. So what I'm showing us here is the lunar cycle, a long lunar cycle that's associated with March 25th, last quarter moon. Here's a new moon on December 19th and December 26th, 2019. New moon. It was an eclipse, 4 degrees of Capricorn. There we go. See, at 4 degrees of Capricorn. Yeah. Something was started then. All right. Something began and something was started then. 9 months later, boom, here we are again. This is a waxing square. Here's the moon. It's your first quarter. Here's the moon at 1 degree of Capricorn squaring the sun at 1 Libra. This was September 23rd, 2020. I have the wrong glasses on. That's why I'm having a hard time seeing that screen. Oh my gosh, I have such bad eyes, but yeah, there we go. Oh, much better. Why am I blurry? Oh, it's good to see clearly, isn't it? And astrology helps us see clearly. So I want you to look at September 23rd, 2020. Yeah, we were in the pandemic, but personally, what was going on? Home, security, emotional stability, all of those things. That's the moon in Capricorn. What were you doing to feel those things? Were you feeling insecure? And what were you doing to feel more stable? These are the important things. Here was the full moon, June 24th, 2021, 3 degrees of Capricorn. So the theme is, and so at the full moon is awareness, full awareness as to what we've been working on. That started back at the eclipse, December 26, 2019. I know this is why it's important to journal, especially the new moons. Every new moon starts a 3-year cycle that every 9 months we have a lunar event. And the lunar event are these quarter moons. So we get to see a pattern. It's not just that whipping through, every single month, we whip through everything so quickly, because we do. And those are the day-to-day lives and day-to-day living. But when we start with the new moon in 2019 and the first quarter, which is equal to it, September 2020, and then 9 months later is a full moon in Capricorn, June 2021. And now, which is today, March 25th, we're at that last quarter. Again, the last quarter is at 4 degrees Capricorn. So we're really tying up loose ends. How can you complete this cycle? And 9 months from now, we'll have a new moon in the early degrees of Capricorn and a new cycle begins. So give yourself some time to understand what this is, right? So process this and really give yourself a lot of time to understand what's going on. So over the next few days, the moon is out of bounds while it's in Capricorn, and in some Sag and some Aquarius, but all of Capricorn, the moon is out of bounds. It's out of bounds now. So really give yourself some space to not overthink things and trust your moon instincts. Your moon is, how we feel and our emotions, and follow that. Does this make me feel stable? And I've been doing X, and is it still, X being whatever, I've been doing this. And so is this still working for me? And does this work as I finish up this cycle in my life? That was a 3-year-long cycle. Again, every new moon starts a 3-year cycle. So it's, I try to make that as simple as possible. It's still quite a complicated process, but I use it all the time. And, and it happens every single month. And sometimes it's just like, wow, there's a lot, because it happens every single month. Here, let me get my keyboard out of the way. Throw the dice now. Let's see what does Spirit want to know? So right now is a good time for you to ask a question. All right, I'll give you just a second, and then I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm just going to read what the dice are telling me. It has nothing to do with what's in the sky today. Let's get started. Oh, well, we have that in Taurus. Something's in Taurus. I can't see it. Right. All right. So the South Node in Taurus in the 5th house. So this is interesting. So the South Node represents what we know, our karma, our past, what we're super comfortable with, what's our fallback position, right? What we always want to, what we go to when we're not actually honestly being conscious, when we're stressed. We go to this piece, right? And so, but it's not a negative thing. Like, when I get stressed, I work, because I take my mind off of all the other stuff and I just come and do this because it's my passion. So what is your passion? Because the 5th house shows up, right? So the South Node in Taurus, and Taurus is like, what do I love? What do I value? What's important to me? It's very earthy. It's very grounded too. And then having it roll out the fifth house, that's like, what am I passionate about? What am I excited about? How am I creative? All right. So what this tells us is that I think, especially if we're having any stresses with the moon and Capricorn in the sky, home, family, emotional stability, things like that, then this tells us is that it's important to do something that you love that's very creative. This could even be, go cook a good meal if you haven't done it in a while, if you enjoy cooking, or go do something that's very creative that will help ease just, it doesn't stop the problems, but it helps us to create some space so we can feel a little better. So then when we need to go back to the issues or the concerns that are happening to us or a part of our lives, then you have an opportunity, you just have more space for that. And I find that is super helpful. So for me, I always go for walks. That's that Taurus for me. I'm absolutely passionate about walking. It's a little muddy out there, so it's kind of hard sometimes, but that's what you have boots for. Up to your ankles. And it rained a lot yesterday, so I probably am not going to do that today. What is the card want us? Oh, Spirit of Air came out. And look at that. Air and water. Water's on the bottom. Air's on the top. That's all right. I like those cards, both of them. They're very elemental, obviously elemental. So trust what you hear. The spirit of air is the thinking and processing and, trusting the knowledge that you have and even researching the knowledge that you have. And then the spirit of water is allowing for the flow. Again, trusting the emotion. So it's bringing the head to the heart, the head to the heart. So air and water. Air is masculine, so it's yang, and water is feminine, so it's receptive. So this is a really nice yin yang pull of the cards. So find some harmony and some balance in your day today. And don't make it all one thing or all another. So get analytical in the air if you need to, ask questions, do your research, but then find a way to just flow with the rest of the day. And even do it in an hour, if you have to do it in a few hour increments, whatever your day is like, that's a good thing too. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to leave us with that. I'll be back tomorrow. Here, support me here on YouTube, just the thumbs up, comment below, share it to your media groups, your friends. And the new moon is going to come up on Sunday morning instead of my live, because I'm supposed to be moving Sunday. I'm looking at an apartment this afternoon. I don't know. Everything's down to the wires. Who the F knows? I'm like all set with this now. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Blessings. Namaste.